Last question for my Unit 3 test. Question 14. What are the zeros of the polynomial x multiplied by x squared plus 4x plus 3? Select all three zeros. So I gave you a clue right there that there are going to be three zeros. And show all your work. I wanted to see your work for this one. Okay, so you might show work, but you also might just do this on a calculator. So let's first show the work for it, then show it on the calculator. There are multiple ways to do this. I want to show you a few of them. So you might say, well, I'm going to do this by factoring, because I know when I have it in factored form, I could set that equal to 0 to find the zeros of the function. So we already have x factored out. We're just going to take that x squared plus 4x plus 3 and do another factorization. So we're just taking this factor and factoring it. Okay, it's a quadratic. We're going to get two binomials. We're going to put x squared in here, 3 in here. Then we're thinking about two numbers that multiply to 3 and add up to 4. That would be 3 times 1. So we have x times x. We have 3x here, x here. That adds up to the 4x, right? So our two factors here were x plus 3 and x plus 1. Okay, that accounts for this whole factor, but we also have to remember about that x in the front. So that's a third factor. So we have x times x plus 3 times x plus 1 equals 0. We'll set each factor equal to 0. Okay, and then we could solve each one. So x equals 0, done, nothing to solve. So 0 is one of our zeros. X plus 3 equals 0, we'll subtract 3. And x equals negative 3. So negative 3 is another one of our zeros. And then we'll subtract 1 here. And we have x equals negative 1. That's our third zero. Okay, how else could you have done this? Well, you could have set the equation equal to 0 and just plugged in a number and checked if you got a true statement. That is an option. That's not an option I really used in class, but hey, it works. You could also go on the calculator and you could put in x times x squared plus 4x plus 3 and look at the picture for the zeros. What are the zeros of the function? That's when y is equal to 0. So those are the x-intercepts right here. 0, negative 1, negative 3. Same thing we got when we factored. And obviously, if you're on a graphing calculator, the other ways would be to calculate a zero, right? Because you can't just see necessarily visually what the values are, or to go on a table and look for the places where y is 0.